Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T, and if true crime is your jam, and like me, you enjoy delving into unsolved cases, trying to figure out who done it, please consider subscribing. Also, if you find value in my content, please hit that like button. I've spent numerous evenings combing through Candace Bly's Facebook photos, trying to get a feel for her, the Wells family dynamics, the relationship she shares with her husband, Don Wells, the appearance of the children over time. Here are some of my revelations. There was a time when Candace sported a much more feminine appearance. She wore her hair long and appeared to take more care in putting herself together. Over time, she shows up in the photos with a short haircut, pairing that dippity-doo with baseball caps worn backwards, long slouchy shorts, and formless tank tops, morphed Candace's look into something masculine or androgynous. It's a radical departure from the Candace of yore. The harder-looking, almost gangster Candace clearly enjoys taking selfies as smoke billows out of her mouth. In another photo, she stares blankly at the camera, cigarette dangled from her lips, and a pile of ashes on her shirt. The Candace with the Goldilocks seems to vanish over time and turn into this unsmiling, unemotional toughie. In the photos with the more feminine Candace, we see her cuddling with her husband, Don Wells, embracing him. She embellishes these images with a profusion of hearts. In these pics, the relationship between husband and wife seems, dare I say, almost loving. The couple is not the couple we've heard on 911 calls or in the background fighting during YouTube lives. I know everyone puts on a public face to some extent. We all do. A mask whose goal is to make everything in our lives look rosier, happier, more successful, more acceptable. But to me, Candace and Don look content in these photos. Then there's the photo that reminds me of an old one from my mother's family, taken probably around the turn of the century. In my dad's photo, all the men are standing, and all the females are either sitting in chairs or on the ground. The hard-worn matriarch is holding her youngest child. It's the same thing with the Wells family photo. Don and the two oldest boys are standing behind a seated Candace who has Summer on her lap. The seating arrangement gives off a sense of where the power lies in the family. The Wells are a family with a patriarch who rules the roost, as long as he's not in jail. Candace doesn't make the cash, so she's got to bargain with Don when she needs dough. When Don was in Utah with the eldest boy, Allie said that Candace had to call Don and practically beg for money for food. Candace only wears the pants, or rather the long shorts, when Don's in lockdown. She's totally dependent on him, and perhaps on her mother, Candy Har, to some extent too. In another Facebook photo, we see Summer with pink hair. Candace writes below it, "It's National Daughter's Day. Here's to my beautiful daughter. Love you, Summer Moon Wells." It's interesting to note that she leaves the Utah part off the name. Did she forget that? In those words, Candace doesn't seem jealous, but rather proud of her pretty girl. There are also many photos of road trips that Candace took her kids on. We see all the children visiting historic sites, splashing around at some sort of waterfall place. All the kids, even Summer, are smiling. It's hard to reconcile the Candace Bly we've seen since Summer vanished. The one who doesn't search, the one who tells people who want to search no, the one who doesn't put flyers up around town, the one that doesn't care that Summer's missing poster is hidden behind overgrowth. Dolly Vision was at the Wells property today. He said it's obvious that no one is living there. Everything is overgrown. It appears deserted. No sounds of children playing, only the stray dogs. How far the Wells have fallen from last year at this time. In May of 2021, Summer was likely still chasing after her brother's mini bikes. Today, she's gone. And her mother, who wished her a happy Daughter's Day, doesn't spend time looking for her or talking about her to the police, to the press, to anyone except maybe a couple of male YouTubers with silvery tongues. The 3 Wells boys are also gone from Ben Hill Road. Daddy Don is in jail, and Mama Candace is who the heck knows where. One place she isn't is in Beach Creek looking for Summer. People often say that Summer is never smiling in photos. That's not really true. If you look through Candace Bly's Facebook, you'll see a lot of images of a happy-looking Summer. What changed? What went wrong with the Wells? In my opinion, one word: addiction. Only instead of the parents passing away prematurely due to accidentally taking too much of a dangerous substance, it's their little 5-year-old daughter who suffered the consequences, in my opinion. Everyone who visits 110 Ben Hill Road immediately reports that there's no way a child abductor went up that hill and grabbed Summer. They talk about the steep terrain, the narrow and hard-to-find Ben Hill Road. This entire 11 months, I felt the same thing in my gut. In my opinion, something bad happened to Summer when her mother lost sight of her. I suspect Candace was high, drunk, or both when this occurred, and she wasn't paying attention to Summer. That's the only thing that makes sense. We all know how much Don adored Summer. There's no way he would have sold her or proactively done away with her. The only thing that could get Don to perhaps hide Summer away would be the threat of going to prison. He would probably do anything to avoid prison. So for me, that means that if Summer passed away by accident, Don would find a way to hide Summer so that neither he nor Candace had to do time. I also don't think Summer disappeared because of a CPS visit. CPS were always trying to hunt the Wells down. Candace and Don had been successfully running away and hiding from CPS for years. They knew what to do to avoid having to open their door to CPS. Personally, I think it was a coincidence that CPS was supposedly coming out to their house. They often headed to the Wells property. That wasn't anything new, and it wasn't the first time. To chase the CPS theory that Don and Candace did away with Summer to avoid the wrath of the agency is, in my opinion, a red herring. For me, it all comes back to that one word: addiction. Addiction makes even the nicest of people do crazy things, steal from their loved ones, and lie about it. Demonstrate exceptionally poor decision-making that can put their lives and the lives of their loved ones in danger. I'm sorry to say, but I think this case is about addiction. Until the next time on Bedcrime Stories, please hit that like button, subscribe, share, and comment.